Hey, beautiful, what's going on? So, I wanted to talk about half full cups. We always talking about how it's half empty. What about changing your perspective? It's half full, not half empty. Because your perspective is going to change and it's going to direct the path that you go on. If every time you're looking at something, the only thing you ever say is, oh, it's half empty. Oh, I don't have. Oh, I got this much, but I don't have this much. Oh, I got this. Or even in looking in, somebody else's window. Oh, they got this, but I only have. Look, you don't know what they got. You don't know how they got it. Don't judge yourself by them. This is your perspective. This is your life. That person ain't studying you. But you looking at what they got and what they don't have, and you judging your life based on them. You can't do that. You have to look and say, okay, this declare that your cup is half full, not half empty. Because what it does is that it changes your perspective, and you say, okay, now that it's half full, how do I fill it up for the rest of the way? What am I supposed to be doing? But it's the way you interpret life. It's the way you look at the circumstances that come at you. Like, is it when they come at you, are you like, oh, what was me? What am I supposed to do with this? Is it oh man, another thing that just bring me down, another thing that just hurt me, another thing that just throw me back? Well, be real. You're going to get thrown back. You're going to, sometimes it's going to feel like you take 5 steps forward and 3 steps back, and you like, this is not what I signed up for. But guess what? This is life. Everybody has life challenges. Everybody has life perspectives. And so you just have to watch the way you approach them, because it can hinder you. It can set you up for you know, not going the right way, can take you down the wrong path, or it can even belabor where you're trying to go. So say you got a goal and say you're trying to be a millionaire in 3 months. Well, if you're not doing anything to read some books, to get some mentorship, to get on some, whatever. Somebody got some Facebook Lives. Are you investing? What are you doing with your money? There's so many different ways for you to even start to become a millionaire. You can't just say, I want to be a millionaire, and then you sit back and you don't do nothing. Money normally does not come to people like that. You got to work at it. You got to say, okay, what am I going to do to get it? And so I know for me, I've belabored a lot of things for way too long. And I probably could have been a millionaire by now. But I allowed life circumstances to beat me up and hit me over the head. But for how long? How long was I going to let that happen? I had to say, wait, how am I going to get here? I have good women that surround me. I have very solid individuals that I keep in my circle, and as small as my circle is. But I keep people around me who don't mind checking me. They'll check me in a minute. What you doing? What you mean what I'm doing? What are you? No, Tasha, don't. Or, oh, okay, that sounds good. Okay, what you gonna do about this? And then what you gonna do with that? Whether it be personal, whether it be business, it's amazing to have good people around you that will tell you the truth, whether it hurts your feelings or not. And that helps with your perspective, right? Because if you have one way of thinking, and then somebody else comes in and they say, well, what about this and what about that? And you're like, oh, well, I didn't really look at it like that. It helps with that perspective that you need. And so you have to watch how you respond to things. And, a lot of it, though, starts with your upbringing. How were you raised? I mean, just, it's a big piece of your perspective, right? Because it shapes you, like even looking at our current condition right now, with the protests and things like that. You know, That started with hate. Hate started that. Hate was learned. Just like love is learned, it's shown. And life shapes us. Those things in our lives shape us. What we've experienced, what we've gone through, they shape us. But if there are negative things, when you get to a certain age, you have to understand that you have the power to change your wrongs. You have the power to change your misconceptions. And you have the power to produce positivity, positive change. You have the power to then be successful. Because once we realize we have the power to make the positive changes in our lives, we're unstoppable. But we allow so much to stop us because of our perspective, what we've been through, what we messed up on. I mean, if I could go back and say, my divorce made me not want to get married again. That divorce I had made me not even want to get married again. I was like, nope, I'm good. That was my perspective because of what I had gone through. And had I stuck with that and said, yeah, I'm good, I wouldn't be married to an amazing man right now because I would have stopped my growth. I would have stopped myself. But my perspective at that time was, I don't want to go any further than where I am. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But the plan that God has for you is always so much bigger. And we don't have a clue. We think we know, but we don't know. And so you have to declare that I know you have situations, and some of y'all have situations way more difficult and maybe challenging than even maybe things that I might be facing right now. But you have to, helping you change your perspective is what I'm trying to do. Declare that your cup is half full. That means it's half full. That means you got to get it up there. You got to get it all the way up to the top. And the only way to do it is to change your perspective. It's half full. You got to declare that it's half full. And so to thrive in life, you can't allow your mistakes to condemn you. And I'm speaking from experience because I've allowed them to do that to me. And you can't allow your past decisions to make you feel like you're stuck in your current state or that your future can't be brighter, because that's a lie. If you're listening to this, that means that you have the power to make the changes that you need to make. Whether you change them is completely up to you. But I want to encourage you to change it. You can approach your day with positivity. Like Cindy Trim says, command your morning. When you wake up in the morning, command it. You wake up in the morning, you thank God for another day, and you say, you know what, today, I have a friend on Facebook that always says, best day. And that's what God has given her, best day. Because she has to declare it. You got to fight. Sometimes you got to fight to make your day a best day. Sometimes you have to fight to make your day a positive day. But guess what? Nobody else is going to do it for you but you. You got to do it. And you have to, even in fear, when you have that fear and you have to speak to that fear, you have to tell it, you're not going to stop me. Okay, I'm going to do it. I might be afraid, but I'm going to do it afraid. Because I know that there's more. You know how you feel that pull, like it's more to me. It's more to me. I got to do more. You have to pursue that. You got to pursue it. And so sometimes it means, again, you got to change your perspective and dive into that thing. Seeking internal issues is one of the hardest things for you to do. But sometimes to change your perspective, you got to do it. If you're always thinking, oh, my cup is half empty, why do you think that? Where does that come from? You need to find out why you think that way so that you can change it. You got to change the words that are coming out of your mouth, but even bigger, the way that your heart feels, because what comes out of your heart comes out of your mouth. So that means something sitting in here. If you're thinking negative, that means something sitting right in here, and it's something negative. You got to take that. You got to twist it. You got to change it. Even if you have to, I had to at one point write out affirmations. Affirmations, and those are things that encourage you. They propel you. They inspire you. They push you. They press you to want new things, better things. And so sometimes I had to just write it out, and I had to sit in front of the mirror. And I shared with y'all before, it challenged me because there were places that I wasn't at yet. And I'm sitting here trying to declare that I'm at, and I'm like, I don't feel this thing. But guess what? I had to press through it. I had to still keep saying it and press through it because it was needed in order to get where I'm trying to go. And I still say affirmations. Every day I get to declare affirmations every day. Sometimes I say them all day long, depending on what I'm facing, depending on what has happened. And even if it's a fantastic, wonderful day, I'm still giving affirmations. And you have to, and those are so key too. And at first, when I first heard the affirmations, I was like, it sounds a little corny, like I'm doing ABCs like a baby or something. But let me tell you, it changes your whole perspective. Millionaires have affirmations. They get cards, they get little sticky notes, they put them on their mirror, they put them on their wall, they put them in their closet, on their desks, in their offices, and they declare things over their lives every day. That's how they're successful continuously, along with the actions. So just make some suggestions because I know some things worked for me. And so one of the things is to seek sage wisdom, whether it be counseling, whether it be mentorship and coaching. There are business coaches, there are personal coaches out there. There's mentorship to help you grow, to help you get to that level that you're drawn to be at, to achieve those goals. Learn from your mistakes too. Like, remember that there were mistakes that were made, and you have to say, well, why do I keep making these mistakes? Ask yourself these questions so that you can find the answers, because sometimes the answers can only come from you, right? But there are also other people out there that can help you get to dig deep and get those answers out of you to help you change that perspective from negative to a positive, or maybe to a misunderstanding, to understanding yourself better so that you can grow and you can move and you can go forward. And you have to, and this is completely up to you, but get a piece of paper and get a pen and do those affirmations. Declare them to yourself. Write them down. You could say, my cup is half full. I'm more than capable of succeeding. I am focused on my goals. I will take the steps that are needed to make sure that I achieve them. I'm focused. I am not my mistakes. I had to say that quite a few times. I am not my mistakes. I will seek to change the negatives into positives. I am successful. I am a woman that has great wealth in her, great wisdom, and I am successful. Whatever your affirmations need to be, declare that your cup is half full. And then you do the work to fill it up. Completely up to you. Just like it's completely up to me. Life is going to happen. You got to handle it. You got to handle it. And handle it in the most honest and transparent and mature way that you possibly can, so that you can succeed. And then guess what? You can help somebody else do the same thing. So you got this. Declare it. My cup is half full. And I'm going to work on filling it all the way up. I ain't going to let nothing stop me. Even if it takes you longer than you expected it to take, still keep going, still keep doing it. It's up to you. Nobody's going to do it for you. You got this. You can do this. Because there's so much more that you have to do, and you know there's more that you have to do. You know that there's more that you have been created to do. Change your perspective, change your mind, change the way you look at things so that it can propel you forward. You have so much to do to help someone, whether it be for your relationships, if you're married, if it's for your children, for your business, for going back to school, whatever it is that you want to do. Wrap your mind around the positive aspects of it and use those things to propel you forward, because there's so much more to life. But if you hold on to negativity and you look at it half empty, how far can you get when you keep looking at stuff half empty? You can't get too far. So you got to change that. Declare those affirmations in your life on a daily basis, even throughout your day. And you'll find after a while, you'll start doing it unconsciously. It becomes a habit. Change your perspective. Your cup is half full. Know it and pursue it. Do everything you need to do to pursue that positive change in your life. You got this. So I'll talk to you later, beautiful.